Welcome back to LT Coasters. It's time for another tip. Now, this one surprised me. I figured we all knew how to do this by now, and I was really shocked over the weekend when I saw when people actually had trouble with this when I was getting to the point. It kind of surprised me that so many people had an issue with it, so I figured I found this tip useful. It's been useful for me all season, so I came to give it to you. And we're using Steel Vengeance just because this is the coaster where they want you in it the fastest. And the whole topic is surprise seatbelts. Yeah, that's kind of had me stumped there for a second too. But anyway, us larger riders, we sometimes have an issue. You can grab the buckle end, but then have a really hard time finding the tongue end. That's the last time I'm going to mention that like that, because if I do, I will laugh like an 8th grader. All these coasters you've seen so far have the retractable seatbelt, so that's what this tip is mainly for. What I do basically is when I go to get in, I see where the buckle end lands, and then I reach in, get in, I grab the buckle end, and at the same time, I'm reaching behind me and grabbing the other half of the restraint and pulling it up and over. As I'm sitting down is when I buckle. So I'm finally buckled when I sit down, not sit down and then buckle. That makes it go a little quicker and a little faster for operations. And as like I said, as a larger person, it's easier to find the retracted end faster if you grab it before you try to sit down. So that's it. That's the tip. Start buckling from a standing position, and as you sit down, finish the buckle. Now as I transition to the next tip, I hope the more nerdy among us have been enjoying Blue Streak's laminate stack and track, and just look and see how that works. This last tip goes for the other kind of seatbelt coaster, such as Millennium Force, which just has the belt, as you see there. So what I do is I always extend it all the way so that I have the maximum amount of belt showing. And then I continue to do the same thing. I slowly slide down that seat and buckle at the very end. I just find it works faster. I'm not straining my belt. Usually I'm buckled before operations gets there. And these people that get in and adjust, it just takes too long to do it that way. Pull it out all the way out, then do it. Hopefully you all find these tips helpful, and they will make buckling your seatbelt and getting in the ride a lot smoother next time. Like I said, especially if you're a bigger person, these work great. I recommend them and do them all the time myself.
And I know I don't do this a lot, but like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And actually, can I have some comments this time? I know you have ideas.